Welcome to Quiet on Set. As always, I am the other Kev. With me, the handsome Stobie.
I'm handsome now.
One might say.
One might say. So, this week we are doing The Post. Possibly by now we'll have learned that it's won Best Picture or Best Director or whatever. Probably Best Actress, actually. Best Leading Actress, Meryl Streep. Definitely going to win an Oscar this year. As she always does once she does something.
Has she won a lot of Oscars?
Yeah, Meryl Streep has won a lot of Oscars, like 18 or something. Something crazy.
Well, I know she's been nominated a ridiculous amount of times.
Maybe it's just nominated, but I thought it was a lot anyway. I think this is a very poignant film. Last year, the film about the press was Spotlight, and that was about reporting. There was the main focus. It was the only focus, really.
Still haven't seen it.
It's fantastic. I'll give you the DVD. It's over there. But it's Spotlight was simply stunning. And this year, different director, similar idea. Steven Spielberg still, like as I was saying to you, did not associate this with Steven Spielberg till his name came on the screen. Genuinely didn't.
I didn't know till you told me.
Yeah, like there's something about it. Like it has the spectacle one would assume from Steven Spielberg, but it doesn't. Like it doesn't. Like he's. I would have considered Steven Spielberg more of an auteur director, which means he puts a stamp on the movie somehow.
An auteur.
An auteur. Yeah, it's AUTEUR. Basically means that he has he's like a painter, and when he makes a film, you know. Whereas this
quick.
I didn't know, like, do you know, the kind of way. It definitely is Titanic in, no pun intended, in scale when you consider the scope of what it means. Like it's essentially about the right to free speech in a roundabout way, like. And I think it came in a perfect time with the current American president trying to completely sabotage people's faith in their press and their free press.
What? Are you saying we're fake news?
We are fake news.
Are we fake podcasters?
We are the failing Quiet on Set podcast reviews.
We have tens of thousands of subscribers if you have a buggy YouTube account.
Yeah, we had 1.5 million last week. So that's the political side out of the way. What I'll say straight away is there's a scene with Meryl Streep where you see Meryl Streep I think the first time. I haven't watched all of Meryl Streep's career very closely. I think she's phenomenal, but I don't always get to watch all of her films. But in this, you get to see her as a meek woman at the start, and we wouldn't associate Meryl Streep with meekness,
no,
because it's Meryl Streep, like. And over the course of the film, she grows into one of the most powerful characters, I think I've ever seen, and definitely, if I was a woman, spoiler alert, I'm not, but if I was, she would definitely, I'd consider her a hero, but for women, I think she is such an important character because of how powerfully she is portrayed and the growth she experiences over the course of this movie. Like at the start, men are constantly talking over her and just like ignoring her. Towards the end, where she just says, "Sorry, shut up! I'm not talking to you." And literally, like, there's no in a scene like that. Sometimes they put in a backing music, but the lack of backing music enhances the scene because it's just a dead silence, and she just says, "I'm not talking to you, I'm talking to him now." And you just it's just, the tension is so fine, absolutely superbly acted. I cannot summon the ovation necessary to congratulate Meryl Streep on this performance. It's absolutely stunning. Obviously I have to mention Tom Hanks, because it's Mr. Tom Hanks.
It's the two Oscar people.
The two Oscar people. That's what, when this was put out on the trailer for this, the only trailer for this was on Stephen Colbert's show, The Late Late Show. The Late Show? Late Show. With Stephen Colbert. He premiered the trailer for this, and it was Meryl Streep, Tom Hanks, take it away. That's it. That's all he said. And from that second, I was in love with this movie. I wanted to see it. And Tom Hanks is absolutely balls to the wall, incredible in this.
He is. I only found out he's been only nominated. He's won 2 Oscars back to back.
Back to back.
Which is just impressive.
Yeah.
Because, again, it's Tom Hanks. And he's been nominated a few times. But he hasn't won an Oscar since his back-to-back ones.
Yeah, no, he hasn't, no. He doesn't I think he kind of just started doing movies that he wanted rather than ones to win Oscars. I think that's what just happened there. Or, but, like, there has been some incredible movies the last 10, 15 years, so he's obviously been overshadowed by some absolutely incredible talent as well. But at the end of the day, he's still Tom Hanks.
Yeah,
do you know that kind of way?
Still Tom Hanks who crashes weddings and takes selfies.
What a mate, just what a mate.
What a guy, what a geezer.
His character is directly comparable to Michael Keaton's character in Spotlight, which you haven't seen Spotlight, but they're essentially, they are constantly thinking bigger picture.
Well, he wants to make it.
He wants to make the Washington Post a national paper, and Michael Keaton wants to maintain the health of the paper that he's working for, which is fucking eluding me the name of. Boston Globe. Sorry, I just remembered it. So the two of them are constantly thinking bigger picture. You know, you need to do what I tell you to do, and it's just, he has a gravitas and a presence that you just have to respect it. And I think no one else could have been that character other than Tom Hanks. And him and Meryl Streep, fantastic chemistry. I don't think there's no romance obviously because
it's just not there.
What would you need it for in the first place?
The brilliant scenes together.
Yeah, but when they are,
it's really good.
Absolutely flawless. The end scene where the two of them are just walking, talking. Perfect.
Because it's
Perfect.
they
Perfect.
She just has this idea. Well, I'll let you.
Oh no, go ahead. Go, absolutely.
She has this very. The boys will do it.
Yeah.
I know what I need to say, but I'm just too worried.
Need to say it, yeah.
And Tom's just there going, "Come on, let's do it. Let's do it."
It's like that scene where she's talking to her daughter and she says, "A woman preaching is like a dog in its hind legs. It's bizarre when you see it happening," or something along them lines.
Yeah.
And her daughter laughs, but she says, "No, that's the way we genuinely thought back then." And it's still scary to me that some people still think like that. That, like, a woman can't do a man's job for no reason other than an innate belief. Do you know that kind of way? And I think it's nonsense. And I just...
Well, it's America. They had...
It's just the world in general has that kind of oppressive outlook, and it's really upsetting. And that, coupled with the administration at the time, the Nixon administration, full of wankers, trying to crush the New York Times leaking secrets. But the secrets that they're leaking are retrospective. They're not current.
Yeah.
They're not compromising in any way other than to the authority of the administration.
It was over 4 administrations, wasn't it?
As I was saying earlier, that it came at the right time. Like, I think that this film is very poignant. One of the women that was coming out of... She was coming out of this. There was two separates. They were together, but they had separate opinions on it. One of them had no idea one way or the other about American politics. So she was like, it was good, but I think it would be better if you understood American politics, which is 100%.
The case.
Like, if you know anything about Nixon, you know anything that's going on right now, you'll immediately understand what's going on. And then there was another woman that said it was better than 3 Billboards, which I'm kind of up in the air about because they're both fantastic films, but her reasoning is sound. Like, she said that it applies to the times easier, like it's about the First Amendment, like it's like history is repeating itself again, except with a moron rather than a politician. And I counterpointed that by saying that while this is poignant now, and it makes an excellent political point now, 3 Billboards is more universal, so it'll be accessible for a longer amount of time.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, you can
It won't get dated.
It won't get dated because it's dateless. Like, I was having a conversation with Dara where he said it's set now, but for some reason it has things from other time periods, like the bit where they accuse your man of like beating the perp in custody because of his race and stuff like that. Like America's not like that anymore, he said. And I was like, how do you know you live in Ireland? But like, but I was like, the whole point of that film is not that it's set in a particular time. It's that
You can't pay.
it's happening. Do you know the kind of way?
You can't pinpoint what date.
Yeah.
Where
Can't pinpoint the year, where it is, when it is. Like
The
he was like, they have touchscreen phones, but then there's other people that have flip phones. Like, do you know what I mean? It's not
like there was scenes where, like the scene in the police station, he's listening to someone. He listens to headphones.
Yeah.
And them,
I love those.
them
scenes.
little headphones, the inner ones, aren't that old.
No.
Even in the 90s and early, you still had the ones that went over your
They'd
head.
be huge. The proper headphones rather than
Yeah.
earphones. Yeah.
Not some Beats from Dre, which are very
Beats by Dr.
uncomfortable.
Dre. I think it's gas that that's just a silly point to make, but like it went all the way from headphones to earphones and then back again to make them more expensive. But yeah, so that's my thoughts on the post anyway. Oh, we weren't going over that much. Yeah.
Did you find it interesting how they actually put a newspaper together?
My granda lives next door. He used to work in the Independent as a as a printer. So he'd always kind of tell me about things, and I've been in the print room and stuff. So it kind of it was like nostalgia for something I didn't know I missed. You know that kind of way.
I thought it was very fascinating how they put the
fantastic, like the way they do the things with the typesets where they get the letters and all coordinated and then they cast it and then I just think it's absolutely fascinating, and it genuinely is an art form that is unfortunately dying out, but at least the homages to it I think are just like with Spotlight you got an homage to journalists, and then with this I feel you get an homage to printers and publishers who are really like the unsung heroes of journalism, because without them journalists are just taking notes, do you know?
Yeah, man, it was a fine movie.
Fine, absolutely fantastic, and I don't see it for me. I think it's between this one and Three Billboards for Best Picture, but if Shape of Water won it, I think that'd be monumental. I haven't seen Shape of Water, but if I had to pick between Three Billboards and The Post, right this second, I'd say The Post. But in retrospect, I think I'd say Three Billboards because it's more universal. It's a better piece of art.
Well, that kind of happens all the time. Great classic movies.
They take time to mature sometimes.
And some of the greatest movies lost the Oscars to movies that people don't even know.
Yeah. That's very true.
Like Shawshank Redemption.
Sure, Shawshank Redemption didn't even make any money.
Yeah, and yet it is credited as one of the greatest movies of all time.
It's on IMDb as number one of the top. This is the top movie of all time.
Like I rewatched it for the first time a few months ago, for the first time in years and years.
Still holds up.
And it still holds up, and I still got the same feeling the first time I watched it as a kid. I was around 9 or 10 when I watched that for the first time.
It gives you there's such a wealth of emotion in it. It's just a fantastic film. It truly is.
And I had the exact same feeling and emotion from the first time I watched it, thinking, what if he actually did kill the guy? What if he killed himself in jail? I still had that kind of feel.
Yeah.
Even though I've seen it
the tension, you know what's
hundreds
happening.
of times, I know what's going to happen. I always think, no, he did kill the man. No, he didn't.
Because it's like, I always have this conversation with people that are like, oh, I could never watch a movie again. I don't understand why you'd watch a movie again. But like, every time you watch a movie, you're watching it for the first time. Because every time you rewatch a movie, you're going into it with a little bit more of the puzzle or a different mindset. Like,
well, Airplane is a classic movie because they layered the background humour.
Like, there's some things in movies that you'd only get if you've seen it 3 or 4 times. Because you're not really paying attention to the thing you were paying attention the first 2 times. So you see the extra bits. You see, I didn't even notice that they did that the first time, and this, and then that adds to the layer. That adds to the experience. Like, a movie isn't just a one and done kind of experience. It's a like with for instance, let's pick a random movie. Into
the Wild. Do you have that?
No, I have Baby Drivers just sitting there. First time I seen it. I enjoyed the spectacle and I enjoyed the music. The second time I seen it, I enjoyed the character interactions. You know, the more I seen it, the more the layers added together and I enjoyed it more. So it's an experience that you take with you and then you can bring it back or you can add to it, you know, that kind of way. And I think that's what makes film so good.
We have a lad who saw Three Billboards in an early screening.
Yeah.
And then he re-saw it when it came out.
It's Ethan you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he said it's a lot harder to watch the second time because the humour isn't there anymore. It's still funny, but it's no longer surprise humour.
Yeah, because
you know
the surprise is coming. Yeah.
And it becomes a more darker movie the second time you watch it.
That's a very fair point. I still enjoyed it the second time now.
Did you see it twice?
I've seen it twice. Yeah, I really enjoyed it. I think Frances McDormand is absolutely superb, and I have no idea how it's taken me this long to see her in action, and just because I totally adore her now.
I'm gonna have to check that out in about a year. In a year, I'm gonna rewatch that and see what.
I think a year would give you a good. I think I'm too emotionally attached to it right this second to.
Same with a lot of the movies we've done over. Well, you've
course.
done over the last few months, and I've done over the last.
Yeah.
Rewatch them in a year and see that they still hold up.
Okay.
And with that, I have been the other Kev.
I've been Stobie.
Until next time, take care. Goodbye. See ya.